Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammadin kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Imam Sahib is continuing the tradition which is reported by Hazrat al-Mu'mineen, the mother of the believers, Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa Zanha, about the migration of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And this continues today. She said that the Holy Prophet ﷺ in those days was in Mecca, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ had told the Muslims that Allah has shown me a dream in which my place of migration has been denoted to me, has been made clear to me. And this spot is located between two valleys. And then the Holy Prophet ﷺ, when the Holy Prophet ﷺ said this, some companions, may Allah be pleased with them all, migrated towards Medina. That is when they realized, when they understood and found out about this dream of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, they made a program to go to migrate to Medina, and they set off towards Medina. And also those people who had migrated towards Ethiopia, a number of them returned towards Medina. The Holy Prophet ﷺ was also began to prepare for the migration towards Medina, and Hazrat Abu Bakr, Aisha's father, also started to prepare to migrate to Medina. And perhaps Hazrat Abu Bakr thought that if he migrated there before the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he could welcome him and serve him. So he began the preparations. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ found out about this, that this is the Abu Bakr intention, then he said to Abu Bakr that wait for a while. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ especially instructed him to wait, and he said that he hoped that he would also get a permission for migration from Allah, although he had seen a dream, but there was no clear permission to migrate from Allah. And this is the style of the prophets, of whom the Holy Prophet ﷺ was the greatest, that until there was a clear indication from Allah, a clear permission from Allah, then they would not take any step whatsoever. They first of all wait until they receive the permission of Allah. And when he said this, Abu Bakr said immediately, Abu Bakr's emotions and his love can be ascertained by his words when he said that, may my mother and father be sacrificed upon you. Do you really hope that you will have the permission to migrate? And the Holy Prophet ﷺ said yes. Therefore, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq immediately stopped his own plans, and his intention and aim was that if only he could also be with the Holy Prophet ﷺ while he was migrating. And because of this, he got 2 of his camels and kept them within the confines of his home, and he started feeding them with fodder made out of acacia. So when he realized that this is a long journey and they'll be traveling on animals, so he used his farsightedness and intelligence and chose 2 camels and gave them some good quality food, so that they would become physically strong and they would be useful in the long journey. So look at how Abu Bakr took care of every little thing. So Abu Bakr showed other instances in this incident of his farsightedness and intelligence as well. Then Hazrat Aisha Zahra says that one day we were seated in our home, that at exactly in the early afternoon, someone came from the outside and gave the news to Abu Bakr Zanho that the Holy Prophet ﷺ is wearing a cover over his head and he is coming towards their home. So someone comes and said that in this time of extreme heat, the Holy Prophet ﷺ is coming to their house. This is usually the custom in hot areas, in warm, in countries where the summers are very hot, that they cover their heads and their shoulders with the cloth to keep away the sun, and also perhaps to cover himself so people wouldn't recognize him. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ was a time of rest, and it had never been that he had ever came to their house before. At that time, previously, usually he would come either in the morning or in the evening, but not at this time when the heat was at its highest. And the reason for this was that if someone goes to somebody's house where the residents of the home are resting, or which is known as siesta, and this is something that people in warm countries, they rest in the afternoon. So this is a very fine point that we learn from this, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ would care about what time he would go to somebody's house, and he would make sure he doesn't go there at the time of rest and when they are napping. These days, obviously, we can inform someone before we go somewhere over the phone, etc. Otherwise, normally we should, in the absence of these things, we should still be careful and only go somewhere when it's convenient for them. So when the Abu Bakr Zanho heard this, he immediately got up, and he loved the Holy Prophet ﷺ so much that he immediately got up and he said that, "May my father and my mother be sacrificed upon you." This was the style of his expression of love, and he said that by God it seems to be something of huge importance, because of which the Holy Prophet ﷺ was headed towards their home. When the Holy Prophet ﷺ came, he asked for permission to enter. So this is another a proper manner of going to people's houses and how to enter, etc. So the Holy Prophet ﷺ stood outside the house and waited outside and asked for permission. And when he was given the permission, he came inside the home. This is something we should always be remembered, that one should never go to anyone's house without permission. One should say Assalamu alaikum, and this is also a kind of request or permission to enter, so that everybody in the home knows that somebody is about to enter. So when he got the permission and he went inside, he went in and said to Abu Bakr Zanho that, "I have to say something important to you. The people who are present here, tell them to leave this room." There were many people in his home, but the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that, "I wish to speak something which is very important. So the people who are in this room, let them all go out of this room." At this, Abu Bakr Zanho replied that, "May my father and mother be sacrificed upon you." He said that all these people who are here, they are actually as if they are a part of your own family, and if they find out about something from you, they will not tell anyone else. So this shows us how the Holy Prophet ﷺ was careful. So after all these things happened, then the Holy Prophet ﷺ directly spoke to Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq Razanho and told him that Allah has given me permission to migrate from Mecca. At this, the Abu Bakr Anhu immediately said that, can I come with you? So the emotion that was in his heart, that immediately came to the forefront, and he asked very respectfully that, O Prophet of Allah, will you take me along with you? At this, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said yes. One cannot imagine what the state of the happiness Abu Bakr Anhu must have been at that time. So his desire and his that he should be granted the companionship of the Holy Prophet ﷺ was a great honor for him. Abu Bakr Siddiq Anhu said that, may my father and mother be sacrificed upon you. I have already prepared 2 camels, because he had already had some indication of this. So he prepared these camels, and he said to the Holy Prophet ﷺ that you should take one of these camels and I will ride one and you can ride the other one. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said okay. He liked these arrangements, but he said that I will purchase it from you. The camel that I take from you, I will pay you for it. So all these matters were concluded in this way. Hazrat Aisha Siddiqa Anha relates that when the day of the migration began, we prepared the stuff for the journey, and the things that were required for the journey. They gathered them together and they put them in a bag. It was a very simple preparation, that they should have something to take with them. So they put things in what they would need in a bag, and the bag was open from the front, and there was nothing that they could use to close it, so that things don't fall out of it. And then Aisha Zanha said that her sister, whose name was Asma, she took a piece of cloth from her cummerbund, that is something that she used to tie her back with. This was a custom in Arabia, that they use a cummerbund which they tie around their backs to make their backs firm. So this was used for closing the bag. So from then on, the Asma began to be known as Zat al-Nitaq, that is the lady of the cummerbund. Aisha Siddiqa Anha then further says that after the preparation was completed, the Holy Prophet ﷺ and Abu Bakr Anhu both left Mecca and went towards a mountain which is Jabal Thor, and hid in a cave which is at the top of that mountain, and they both went and hid inside it. Here one should remember that the intention and the desire was to go to the north from Mecca to Medina, but the Holy Prophet ﷺ, at the indication from Allah, he decided to first travel towards the south, and then from there they would take another path towards Medina. So this was as a result of a hint from Allah, and also because of his own intelligence, and there they stayed for 3 nights. After this, the rest of this tradition, this narration, will be presented tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.